Before we get started, let's go ahead and have all of the characters run through their bonds. I'll start with Handy.
So I still have Primrose is small folk like I am, so she's definitely more trustworthy than all of the taller folks that we deal with. And I had another one with Time that was I kind of altered it. Hopefully that's all right, but for friendly game. Time, I want Time to not be mad at me is what I've got. So it was
Okay.
something about before. It was I think it was like he smells like a
Smells like a
campfire or something.
campfire.
It was something weird, but I don't think it was quite in the spirit of the bonds. So I just kept it with him and altered it a little bit with what had transpired. So
Oh, that's good.
that's all I got.
Mimi, what are your bonds?
Handy has stood by me in battle and can be trusted completely. Time is a brave soul. I have much to learn from them. And Primrose has told me I'm supposed to trust her, but she hasn't earned that yet.
All right. Time, what are your bonds?
Right now, I will teach Mimi the true meaning of sacrifice, and the other one is I will cast something into the fire for Rose.
All right. Rose, what are your bonds?
My bonds are I stole something from Time. I don't know if he knows that or not. And my second one is Mimi insulted me by never believing in how I handle situations.
All right. And with that, we'll get on with our story. So where we left off was a group of you guys hanging out in a dining room in some sort of wizard's stone house in the side of a mountain. He had told you to get some rest because tomorrow y'all are going to hell.
Which I'm super excited for.
So what are y'all doing?
Is there food? Like, is it dinner time?
It's not dinner time because y'all were at a late celebration at the rooftop. So it was, later in the evening. But there is food all over the table.
If I recall, I think Handy handed you some tear-filled bread, I think.
Yep.
So he's probably like in the corner, like finishing that off.
Yeah, I wanna go around and just kind of ascertain where all of the exits are to this place. Just generally do a perimeter search of my surroundings.
Sure. So you're in a dining room, and the only way in and out is through this arch door, and it connects to, it's kind of a circular layout. So there's this large open cavern that you kind of walk into. And when you look up, you can see the stars coming through. Once again, it's like tinted glass, but it's not glass. This is where a majority of the light is coming through, is from in this little central room. Across the hall, directly from the dining hall, you can see that old man shuffling around, going about his business. Off to your right, there's a hallway that leads down to several doors, and then there is a large door off to the left.
Can I go through the large door off to the left?
So you can walk up to the door, and you want to try and open it?
Yeah, just
Yeah,
open
it doesn't open.
It's locked. Kind of like
Yeah.
gimming it,
No,
is it
nope.
okay?
It doesn't move at all. It, like, how you grab a door and you can like wiggle it back and forth. Like, this
Yeah.
has no give whatsoever. It is solid as a rock.
Okay. Then I want to go down the other hallway.
It's not a terribly long hallway. There's a few doors on the right, a few doors on the left, and one down at the end. You'll notice that there is 5 doors in total, but only 2 of them aren't glowing. The other 3 have this blue hue about them. And the first door on the right is just a normal looking door. And the second door on the left is also got nothing going on.
Everything else is glowing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, I guess I'll start with the door that's not glowing on the right, like to my immediate right. Like I want to systematically check everywhere. Like inevitably I want to open all the doors, and I'm gonna go to the next magic door and try my luck there too.
All right. So you open the first door, and it is a lavatory. It's a bathroom.
Okay. Excellent. Good to know. Bathrooms over here, everybody. Just if you gotta go. Seems clean.
Thank you.
I want to kind of just like reach out and not quite touch, but get close to the door handle? Do I feel anything?
On which door?
The next one down the hall on the right.
Okay, so you're walking up to the door, and you could see it is obviously glowing. And as you reach out to it, there is this hum present that gets louder and more tactile the closer you get to it.
Yeah, that one can just stay where it's at. Oh, I want to go to the other door across from that one that's not glowing. And
Can we see Mimi doing this?
Well, you're in the dining room at the moment, so unless you followed him into that central stone hall opening to look down the hallways, you won't be able to see him now.
Can I stealthily follow to watch him do whatever he's doing?
Are you trying to be stealthy?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll a defy danger. Dexterity.
That is a 12.
All right. You are invisible. He has no idea you're there. So what does it look, what does your stealth look like? Give me a nice word picture of you moving from the dining room to the hallway to peep on Mimi.
So it probably took Rose a couple of minutes to notice Mimi just walked out, and she's curious about a lot of things. And of course, like him just wandering off and like poking into other people's business, that doesn't seem very noble of someone. So she just kind of hunkers down and like puts her little cloak up and like almost like Krunk from Emperor's New Groove, like sliding along the walls. Like when he turns around, she'll like duck into like a doorway or something. She's not singing her own theme song though.
Okay, no little
Not
tiptoeing
with
and okay. Now what's why are you being sneaky about it? Like what do you hope to gain by not being seen?
I have reasons.
All right. Well, let
I'll
me
share them shortly.
let me remind you.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Trust the process.
You should be at this point trusting Mimi.
No, I don't.
Well, but see, there was this interaction between y'all
He insulted me.
with some goop.
yeah,
Oh, that's right.
you're gooped. That is right.
Yeah.
So, even though he's I don't think I necessarily have to trust him. I am friendly towards him, so I'm not going to backstab him or attack him.
I think that's fair. Okay. But just I don't know if that'll flavor anything, but there was a reminder. Okay, so Mimi,
I do appreciate it because I'd forgotten.
you go and open up the other door, and it is not like a dormitory. It's a bedroom with a series of beds in it, a guest chamber, if you might. There are 6 beds in total, 3 on each side, and there is a chest at the front of each bed, along with a dummy, like a place to put your armor and your weapons. It's a very basic, simply adorned room.
Does the hallway go anywhere else?
There's a door at the end of the hall, and that's as far as it goes.
And that one's glowing too.
Mhm.
And where's the guy, the wizard guy?
He's in the room across the way from the dining room.
Okay, I want to go back into where he is, and I want to ask him if there's like, how do I get outside?
Before you do that, can Rose pop up next to you?
Yeah.
Like as you're looking at one of the glowing doors, Rose just is like, "What are you doing?"
Surprise. Looking for a way outside. Just trying to find out.
Snooping?
Yeah, just trying to figure out where we're at, just in case we need to escape or like other threats. I just kind of like, figuring out where we're at. What are you doing?
Snooping.
Oh,
See, but here's the difference. I thought you were goody two shoes and the law and whatever. I didn't know the law was snooping.
I mean, I'm like investigating our surroundings so I can make sure that we're all safe. I guess if that's snooping, like you can consider it that, but I would say that I am diligently trying to make sure that no one hurts you because you're small and I want to make sure that you're safe.
Uh-huh. Does that include opening closed doors?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the door to outside. There's only that one window that we can't get through. There's got to be a door to outside, but all these ones are glowing and they're kind of scary. I don't think we should touch them maybe. And yeah, I don't see a way outside. I think we're trapped.
I can open doors.
You can open doors. Can you open that glowing door right there?
I can look.
You like to be Snoopy. Do you want to look?
Yeah, I like being Snoopy because I'm not the law.
Okay.
She's gonna go to the closest glowing door,
That would be the one
and she's gonna.
at the end of the hall.
Yes. So she's not going to immediately touch it. She's just gonna kind of look at it, peer it, like put her hands close to it, like feel the vibes of the door.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would like to use tricks of the trade. Well, I guess I would have to do what is it called?
Sounds like you're trying to do like a discern realities.
Yeah, because I also have tricks of the trade, which is for lock picking
Right.
and disable traps. But I guess I need to find out if there's traps first.
Okay. Before we do that, I'm Handy's sitting in the corner munching on some sad bread.
That bread.
Time, what are you doing at the moment?
Time is looking around the room. Probably would look down the hallway, see what they're doing because we're in a wizard tower of some kind. He's looking for a library. He might have some books or tomes of some kind in his little place. If he's got a library somewhere.
There's no library, but there are bookshelves pretty much in every room, adorned with a variety of tomes, some that are cobwebbed and dusted and have not seen the light of day, have not been opened in who knows how long, and others have been obviously plucked from the shelf more frequently. There is one in the dining room along the, let's see, if the hallway that they're in right now would be like north, it would be on the north side of the dining room. And then there are several in the room across the hallway.
He's looking. He's looking for anything that's, I guess, probably religious in nature, or something about either angels or demons, so that he can look for answers to questions that he might have.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Guess would I be able to
Yeah. So
find any books or tomes of
there
that?
are. Let me see how to do this. Go. Let's see. Discern realities doesn't really seem to fit.
Yeah,
All right. So
maybe a spout lore, hint a little bit.
you know what? I think that's probably a good fit because you're looking through like, I mean, in the world of magic, there's a lot of information to be had. And so the types of names that you can find on books don't always correlate directly with the thing that it is you're wanting information on. And so, as you're scanning these bookcases, trying to find something really specific might be a bit of a challenge. But if you want to run and use a spout lore to see if there's a particular thing that kind of catches your attention.
I will do that. What do we got? So an 11.
You spout lore. When you consult your accumulated knowledge about something, roll plus intelligence. On a 10 plus, the GM will tell you something interesting and useful about the subject relevant to your situation. So you're scrolling through, and you see a handful of books. You're looking for something really specific. You're like the Malevolence Unveiled, Demonic Chronicles. No, that's probably not it. Infernal Grimoire, Comprehensive Study of Demonology. Probably not. And then you come across a book, The Abyssal Codex, Unveiling the Secrets of the Demonic Realms. And it's been sitting there for a while, but you think this one will probably have some insight into what it is you're looking for. So you can go ahead and pluck that off the shelf and start looking through that. And we'll go back.
He will do that. Go find some kind of light somewhere near a fire. If he's got like a fireplace going, I would go sit next to that.
So at the back end of the room, there is a fireplace and a few lounge chairs.
He wouldn't sit on the lounge chair. He would sit like, for most like normal people, would be uncomfortably close to the for him. Close to the fire as he could possibly get without damaging the book.
Right.
But he's gonna sit on the ground close to the fire. Start flipping through the book, looking for any references to rituals.
All right. So Rose, you're going to roll a discern realities
Yes.
to investigate your door.
Ooh, that's a 9. That's a partial success. So I get one question from that. I guess the one that would probably help me the most is what here is not what it appears to be, specifically the door.
Right. It is significantly threatening, but isn't actually harmful. So it gives off this aura that it's going to cause significant harm, but it won't actually do anything.
So she tries the handle to see if it's locked or whatever kind of handle it is.
Yeah, it shocks the shit out of you.
Ow.
Knocks you down to the ground. It hurt a lot. However, you don't take any damage from it.
Oh my gosh, are you okay?
I'm fine.
Yeah, I sort of expected that to happen, but I thought you
Well,
might
I'm
be
still
able.
alive.
That's good.
I'm gonna try it again.
That's a good call. Does it?
It
Did the
opens right
humming
up.
stuff- Did
No, I'm kidding.
Ta-da!
It shocks you and you're back on your ass. It hurt more the second time.
is it any less threatening or ominous, or just same intensity as before?
Well, you have no idea whether or not it's threatening or not. That was
Uh,
her
well-
role and her investigation. You just
I
saw
mean,
her
I
touch
thought
the
it
door
was
and get knocked
like-
down.
But I sensed the threatening hum aura upon my first investigation of it, right? So is this just still the same? It hasn't, like, it didn't lose power by shocking her?
No.
Okay.
All right. Well, in that case, she's gonna try to disable the trap. She is like, okay, fine. It's being more difficult than I thought it was. And so she pulls out this little. Well, she starts to pull something out, and then she's like, "You want to turn around real quick? Not look at me."
Sure. Yeah, I'll look the other way. I'll turn my back
Thanks.
on her.
And then she pulls out a lockpicking kit. And gets to work lockpicking and trying to disable the trap.
Can I turn around again now?
Nope, just stay left. I'll let you know. That is a partial success to disable the trap.
You turn around and you hear her fiddling with a leather pouch and then little clinking. What are you doing to disable the trap? So this is a magic door
Mhm.
at the moment. What's your process?
So she knows that it seems to, from her experience with this door, a lot of the power seems to be when you touch, specifically the door handle. She's not tried the rest of the door. So she's going to focus by tapping the instruments to the door handle and see if that affects them. She's going to look, grab out a little, magnifying glass and see if there's any sort of magical etchings on the door handle or along the door, the sides, try to get in the space a little bit, where the door meets the frame and see if she can find a spell written on a piece of paper or something. She doesn't know a lot about magic, to be honest, but she's like, oh yeah, this is totally kind of like some of the magic doors that I've run into.
So
Maybe.
as soon as you take your tools and kind of start inserting them into the door, you are startled as a figure glowing in blue kind of emerges through the door and quickly exclaims to you, "Oh, excuse me. It seems that you are trying to mess with something that does not belong to you. Oh, you again, I see. I would have to kindly ask that you stop this immediately, or I will be forced to take further measures." And then it disappears back into the door.
He started it. I was just helping. He was the one opening the rest of the doors.
The door doesn't respond.
I don't think the wizard wants you to snoop anymore.
Doesn't want you to snoop?
Doesn't want Mimi to snoop anymore.
Mimi was the one trying to break through the door.
Mimi wanted to open all the doors for our protection. Air quotes. I don't think the wizard wants us to open these doors, obviously.
Yeah, I heard, I don't know what I heard. It sounded like a ghost.
It was the wizard.
It was-
A blue, but he was blue. I could see through him. He came out of the door.
I'm going to walk back to the other room where I saw the wizard before and see if he's still in there.
She's just going to hang out in the dining room. She doesn't want to go see the wizard again.
Yep, he's rummaging around, pacing.
Hey, Mr. Wizard. So, is there a way outside? Can I, which door opens to outside? I found the bedroom and the bathroom, but I can't get through any of the other doors.
Well, of course there's a way outside. It's the front door right over there.
I look where he's pointing.
He pointed to that immovable door.
That one didn't move.
And there's a red fluorescent exit sign right above it.
Well, of course it didn't move. It has to be opened with magic. It is solid stone.
Yeah, it felt that way. But it looks like a normal door?
Yeah.
That's neat. Can you teach me the spell to open it?
No.
Oh. Can you open it for me?
Also, no. I'm rather busy. We will attend to things in the morning. You really should be getting your rest. And I have some things to attend to, so if you would please not disturb me further. Thank you.
There was food in the dining room, right?
Yes,
Yeah, I'm gonna go and just have dinner.
it's delicious.
Like magically so.
Magically delicious.
All right, we're getting sued. Andy, how's your soggy bread?
It was as disappointing as you would expect. Handy over the last few minutes has been kind of going around the little dining area that he's been in and like making up a plate of just whatever he can grab, and he comes over by the fire and kind of like puts it by time and just kind of like stands there for a second, like waiting for that like acknowledgement when somebody just like stands waiting to be acknowledged. And after a moment, and he just says, "I'm sorry, I attacked you as a bear." Here, and he kind of just slides the food over, and then like sits on one of those chairs nearby, just kind of like waiting to see if that was helpful.
What kind of food did you get him?
Oh, probably some more bread. It definitely has a bit of a wet end on one side for sure, and probably like ingredients, like like he probably went through part of the pantry and didn't grab any, and didn't see the things that were made, like the the soup, and there's some I don't know, salad. Like he came, like, so there's like a turnip and maybe a carrot and some bread, and that's what he like set. He just was grabbing random stuff. I wasn't sure what you would like.
Just
I
but how you can see like the time is not a fan of goblins. He realizes that he's helping, so it's like thanks for all of that.
It doesn't always go right, and I was trying to help, and it went wrong. It always goes wrong.
Listen, Andy, I'm sure you mean well. I'm just trying to understand where we might be heading in the morning. I don't think we should be going to the hell plane. To me, this all sounds like something that just happens in that kind of a place. With demons trying to take over hell, what else is new? I don't see the point in going to hell. Also, being that I'm a human, not exactly somewhere I want to go. I think there's better places that we need to be focusing our efforts than attempted coup in hell.
Where would you start?
Trying to figure out more about this Shadow Mancer. He seems to be the one, causing more problems than anything. I need to also look into this hole that Rose done poked into the law.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like it's got to be good. Like that wasn't something we should break. I don't think that's good. The wizard man didn't seem very happy about it.
Yeah, it seemed like it's kind of a big deal.
Oh, he's back.
The wizard man seems unhappy about a lot of things, and I don't think he's ever happy, to be fair.
Like I told Andy, I don't see the point going in to the hell plane over a coup. That sounds like hell to me.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Yeah, but if we're going there, I need to read up on.
Have you been there
read up on it
before?
so I know what I'm.
You said you went to
No.
you knew plane stuff. Didn't you say you had new plane
don't-
stuff? No.
No, I don't believe I ever said it.
Am I misremembering? I thought I remember there was some like recognition, and when I can't think of his name because I'm awful at notes, but the wizard guy, when he mentioned what they were, I thought there was some recognition.
It depends on how telegraphed time was when it came up, because on
Right.
camera with us here,
Yeah,
there was
yeah.
definitely some
Yeah.
telegraphing where he was like,
right.
Yeah, that was intentional.
Okay.
But was
I
that
wasn't sure if everyone else was paying attention.
Okay.
but
I was
But yeah,
not. Rose was not paying
but that
attention,
wasn't in
I'll tell you that.
character.
Got it.
So
Yeah.
okay.
Wasn't quite like slight, like probably more downplayed. But I mean, I was more acting out I's internal thoughts of like, shit, no.
Okay.
Alec is metagaming.
Rewind.
If you want-
Rip.
Like we can make that a roll if you want. Like if Handy, if you wanted to be like you caught that,
Mhm.
like if you want to push that further.
I don't think, and I can redo it in a moment just for editing's sake, but I don't think Handy would actually try to push that.
Okay.
I think one of the things he's trying to do is make it so time isn't upset. So that's kind of his main focus. So he's going to take most of it at the word. I was misremembering
Okay.
the last session. So
So we can just pick back up at like
Yeah.
you being aware and like questioning him and him just being like, nah, that's not true.
but you've never been to hell or anything like that?
No, but I mean, I read books, I read stuff, and to me, and everything I've read, just a coup in hell sounds like a coup in hell. I mean, sounds like par for the course.
Oh.
I mean, it's hell.
Well, why did he pick us then? Why are we here? I haven't been anywhere outside of this town.
That's another thing I wanted to figure out. Why out of everyone in Ralph's tavern were we the only ones not affected?
I thought it was because we were small, but
I mean, we
that's
travel.
not true. Apparently,
We're travel size. I get it. We move easier, but that doesn't
you
seem.
better not try putting me in a bag. I won't be put in a bag. That's very uncomfortable.
It's
They're not the best.
It's more comfortable than you think.
No, it's not.
You should
I've
try
been
it.
put in bags before. I have.
Oh,
Forcibly put in bags is not
you
fun.
didn't have the right bag.
Andy, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Well, I'm gonna stand up and be like, "Well, this guy's not gonna let us leave. He was pretty clear about that, unless we go and fix whatever the hell he wants in hell. So I'm gonna go to bed because we're probably gonna have a long day tomorrow, and I'm gonna retire to the room that I found earlier.
All right.
Do we all have to share one room? Because you only found one room, right?
Handy curls up like in one of the chairs by the fireplace.
I'm gonna sleep in the first bed closest to the door.
Time. Rose, what are y'all doing?
I was gonna just keep thumbing through that book until he eventually probably falls asleep right next to the fireplace.
Rose is going to drag Handy to the bedroom and make him sleep in a proper bed.
Andy, are you going willingly?
Oh yeah, full like sleeping toddler.
I don't think she can carry him.
Handy-
She's just like dragging him.
And that wouldn't phase him much at all. Handy can sleep through just about anything and in just about any place.
Y'all sleep reasonably well. In the morning, the three of you are in the room, and Time is kind of hunched over near the fireplace. Time, go ahead and let's see here. Give me a d6 and call odds or evens.
So you want me to call whether or not it's gonna be odd or even?
Yep.
I'm gonna call odd.
All right. So you wake up and you notice that the book that you had, the top of it started singeing while you were sleeping. You kind of like nudged it towards the fire because of you're asleep. You're not paying attention. You rolled around a little bit, but there doesn't seem to be any noticeable damage to the book other than some burnt pages, frayed at the edges. So nothing was lost, and you can go ahead and add this book if you would like to your inventory. And when you so choose to use it, we'll give you some answers regarding stuff in hell.
Okay, equipment. And
Dante's diary.
What did I had a name for it. The
Yeah,
Abyssal Codex, Unveiling the Secrets of Demonic Realms. And what probably wakes the lot of you, even you guys way down at the end of the room, is how good breakfast smells. And there is something for each of you. What is your go-to breakfast that would be wafted so well into your smelling range that you'd be like, oh yeah, I can't wait to get a piece of that.
Fresh cut lemons.
Be a lot of meat just from like a familiarity standpoint in like the goblin camp. It would be a lot of red meat, probably not cooked that great. A lot of bacon and beef and pork and steak smells like just a very meaty smell, unseasoned.
For Rose, it would be like fried potatoes, like country fried potatoes, and some sort of meat like ham or, some meat that's mixed in with the onions and peppers and stuff.
it would be like bakery stuff, bakery kind of items like pancakes and pancakes, waffles,
Bear claws.
very yeah, just like kind of like a fresh bakery. Probably what he
Oh, man.
smells.
I got donuts in the house, so I'm gonna have to go grab one now. You got me hungry. So y'all come out of your rooms and into the dining room, and time you're already there, and you see the wizard, and he's got his back to you. He's at a study, a desk that's on the south side. So north side with some of the bookcases. You're sitting off on to the east side with the fireplace and the little lounge chairs, dining table, and all that wonderful foods in the middle. And then he's on the other side going over some notes at a desk. And y'all come out of your rooms and into the dining room, and there's all this delicious food here.
All person wizard strutting down there.
Whoa, who are you?
One.
Why? We have guests? Oh, it was not. Oh, there's more of you. Oh, goodness.
You want me to go touch one of the balls again to refresh your memory? I could.
Don't touch the dang balls, Rose.
Which ones are we talking about? There's a lot of balls in this house.
I could touch all of them.
That would be catastrophic for many reasons.
Planes. Existence.
Those would be definitely really bad to touch.
This is the same wizard, right? Visually?
As far as you can see.
Okay.
Why are you here?
You brought us here last night.
Oh,
You plucked us from.
wait, I did? Oh, okay. One moment. And he turns back to his notes, and you can see him flipping through pages a little more expeditedly, and then he's kind of scanning through.
Maybe we're off the hook now.
What? No! And he turns and he looks at you, Rose. Oh, Jesus. And he continues scanning. Okay. Well, yeah. He turns around and he looks considerably more dismayed and disappointed than he did moments ago when you were strangers. Okay. Look. Okay. I don't know where to begin. How about we start over? It seems we got off on the wrong foot or finger, depending on how you want to go. My name is Zephyric Fizzlebottom, and this is my home. I engage in a lot of mental gymnastics, and so I have a notekeeper here that records what happens when I'm doing things, because I don't always have the greatest memory, so I tend to have to come back and refresh. That's why I didn't know who you were or why you were, and I kind of wish that was still the case. Needless to say, here we are, and we have things to address. So feel free to eat, and I will answer whatever questions you might have, and we'll go from there.
I would like to establish if you're letting us leave now, or if you still have something you need us to do. Are we free to go? You had us spend the night, but you
Okay.
don't seem to remember.
Would
so.
you choose to end the world?
Would choose to end the world
Yes.
on purpose?
Well,
No.
yes, specifically on purpose. Because if you leave without accomplishing this thing, then that's kind of what you're doing.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
yes, I suppose I could go open the door and you could leave. However, there's some consequences that could be apocalyptic for pretty much all of existence. If you're cool with that.
I mean, that sounds terrible.
Doesn't it?
It does. So we
Is
have
it-
to help.
Is it
Well,
because
I mean, it would be nice.
Rose broke the ball?
And that's part of it.
No, that wasn't on the pretty long list of problems, but now it is, and I unfortunately, for me, I have to figure out how to solve it, but I will be absolutely sure to give you guys all the legwork and the credit when you fix it.
But what if you forget your solution and you forget that you were working on it, and you may forget that we were the ones that started it?
Oh, my notekeeper here scribes everything for me. And as he's talking, you just see like a pen scribbling on paper.
Not Rose trying to figure out how to steal that thing.
They're invisible.
So what exactly do you want us to do to save the world? And is there compensation? Because it seems like a lot.
What kind of compensation are you looking for? I mean,
I don't know.
you'll be the saviors of everything. You will have downed the most heinous villain of all time. There will be treasure. in mountain piles. I'm not sure. It does come with a strong risk of death, but risk it for the biscuit, as they say.
I've never heard that saying.
Yeah, I mean, I figured praise and glory is what you've, well, live for.
Yeah, sure. I guess like if we're gonna get recognized for it. So are you gonna tell everyone that we saved the world?
Why are we the ones that got picked?
I don't particularly have that answer. There are a lot of things that exist without that are beyond. I don't know, but it's you
Did you-
guys.
So did you pick us, or did like the universe pick us, and you're just stuck with us?
Well, I didn't pick you. I have better taste.
Oh crap!
That's not very nice.
I'm offended on behalf of Handy.
Then probably Rose was supposed to break that other ball. That's got to be part of the plan then. So that's not such a big
Please-
deal if that's what
Please
happened.
don't. The deal that it is so monumentous. I cannot put it in words.
I mean, I don't know how it's all gonna play out, but I'll just say it like by your logic, that seems. I'm less concerned now. It seems okay. This is divine, and we're supposed to be here. Then she was supposed to break that, and we're gonna kick hell's ass. Let's do it. When do we go?
You're one of those. You're one of those fate.
Yeah,
What do you
100%.
call morons?
Ouch. But sure, yeah. The hell do you believe in, wizard boy? You're the one that says you don't know how we got here.
Okay, I'll give you that 1 point. So here's the thing. There's a handful of steps here. I don't really know where to begin. There is a necromancer who is working to get power as they do, and causing problems. Now, here's kind of the order of events. We need to get to him, but we don't know where he is. But we have a way to get to him once we acquire something else that belongs to him, which happens to be in hell, right? But to get to hell, we have to have a thing that belongs to hell, which you have to go get first. Does that follow?
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
It's
He lost me.
It sounds like your standard fetch quest.
The fetch quest. Is that the name of somebody?
It's just a thing that goblins talk about. I don't know. I heard it once.
Is this fetch quest big?
It was a game that all the little goblins would go play when they were done with their food.
Yes, to collect meat or sheep's wool or something, right?
Yeah, and sometimes it was hunting. It was all manner of stuff. It was a lot. Anyway, hell doesn't sound fun.
I mean, it particularly isn't. Have any of you been to hell?
No.
Can't say I have.
I've been here. Does that count?
Well,
Is it
no,
hell?
this is not hell. If you had been, you would know how wrong you are.
To summarize, to find the Shadowmancer, to get to him, something of his is in hell. So we gotta get something from hell to go to hell to get this
Okay,
thing of the Shadowmancers to get to him.
follow me. And he walks out of the dining room and down to that long hallway, walks up to the first door on the left and waves his hand, and the blue glow disappears and he opens the door. Are y'all following him?
Yes.
Yeah.
He walks into a small room with a altar in the center. Room's lit by a few glowing blue torches, and there is a pretty large multi-surfaced shape sitting on the top of this altar. And he's like, this is a very powerful artifact, and there are only a few known in existence. And depending on what side is facing up, it has different properties. This object has 20 sides, and I was lucky to come upon it some years ago after it was unearthed from a monument just outside of a cave where there were some people that were lost to some tragedy. And I'm not quite sure why they decided to hide this relic there, but it was a poor spot. Needless to say, I only have 12 of the sides figured out, but one of the sides will transport you to a place as long as you touch it with something that belongs there. So you need to go to hell to get something of the necromancers so that we can get to him. But before you can get there, you have to get to hell. So in that, where that altar used to be, there is a cave system, of which most people avoid because it is rather dangerous. But there is a serpent in it that is hell-touched. If you can bring me something of that serpent, we can send you to hell to get the necromancer's item.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
in hell it's Alagoth, Alaguth. I'll remember.
Aloysius?
Oh, maybe that could be it. There's a certain demon that has this item that belongs to him. I'm not entirely sure what the item is, but it would allow us to track him down and move forward in trying to stop what he's doing. But we'll cover that at another time. I'll look through my notes. I'm sure it's somewhere. Anyways, hell-touched serpent thing will get you there.
All right. So we're going snake hunting.
Where's the cave?
If you're facing my lovely abode, it would be further east. There was, it's where this artifact actually came from. There's a monument that is not really a monument anymore, kind of in shambles, in front of a cave system where a bunch of people perished in the past. I'm sure you've heard the horror stories about abominations and giant lizards and man-eating snakes and whatnot.
So we head east and look for a cave. Will you open the door for us now?
Do you guys ready to go? Have any questions? Or do you have all like?
Well, you said there's a serpent that we have to kill in a cave to the east, and you're not going to let us go home until we do it.
Well, you're free to go home. It's just
I mean, under threat of destroying the world.
I am
sort of
not
feel like my
threatening
arm's a
you
little
with the
twisted,
end of the
but, you know.
world.
You're just promising me the end of the world if I don't save the world.
Well, you know that just happens to be fate.
I know. So let's do it. I'm good with this. There's nothing I can do about it. This is our situation.
So he walks out of the room and to what said was the front door, and he grabs the handle and twists it and pulls the door open like it was a regular door.
I want to look at it. Does it look like it's solid stone, or does it just look like a wood door?
It is a nice, probably 7 or 8 inches thick, and it is solid stone.
So I can, like, once it's open, I can see that it's solid stone?
Yep.
Oh, awesome. I'm going to knock on the side that looks like wood.
It doesn't look like wood on either side.
Ah, I thought it looked like a door.
It does. It's a door.
Oh,
It's
I
just
have
Stone door,
it's
not a wood
stone.
door.
fair. I assumed, and now I'm an ass. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm still gonna knock on the door. I'm gonna follow him outside. What does it look like? Where are we? Do I recognize it?
Yeah, you are north of Eldermore, which is the main city of it's in the valley, this crater of the mountains that you're in. And so you're far north of it. And after getting outside, you are kind of up a trail into kind of the side of this little crevice. And as you kind of come down this trail out of the rocks, you can turn and see that you are right next to the channel, which is this really interesting square-shaped worked stone that is been kind of sit into this valley between the two mountains. So it basically just kind of eats up this entire gap. So you know you're at the channel.
So I know where this is.
Yes.
Take mental note of that. I didn't know this guy lived here. Interesting. Cool. Look behind me to make sure everyone else is coming. And I'm going to determine east, and I'm going to start walking that way. Come on, guys. Got a big ass snake to kill.
Would there have been time last night for Rose to make some more of her golden root potion?
Sure.
And yeah, she'll follow. She is happy to be out of that house.
Yeah.
Can't be venturing off to run into new creatures without having your friend
Golden
goo.
root.
Hey, friend goo. She's gonna make the snake our friend.
Oh man, I'm so excited.
So after a short bit of travel, it doesn't take but a few hours walk to get there. You are standing in front of this monument and this cave. Does anyone recall what happened?
In the cave?
Specifically, like, does your character would know of this story?
Yeah, I think as
Yeah.
as we're getting closer and closer, Handy's getting more and more nervous, and probably as we're getting fairly close, gu- guys, this is not a good place. This is not a good place. This is a dangerous place. We're not supposed to be here. There's like a monster or something, and it's not good.
Go ahead and give me a spout lore, Handy.
Ooh, that is 3 complications.
You have some wild horror stories that you can tell about this place.
Sometimes if sometimes if the tribe leaders didn't like some of the hunters and stuff, they would want them to go hunting over here, but they would never come back. And it was always like, I don't know, like a worse, banishment or something. And it was always bad if you were told to go over here. So we weren't supposed to unless we were in trouble, and then you would get sent over, but you wouldn't come back. But so I tried to be good when I could, but it's bad.
So I want to look at the monument. What is it a monument of?
You can't tell because it's kind of a pile of rubble. There was a plaque kind of at the base of it, but it is also rusted away and is unreadable.
I use discern realities, kind of see what I can determine or
Sure.
recollect about this place.
You can roll a spout lore if you're trying to remember something about this area. So spout lore, when you consult your accumulated knowledge about something, roll plus intelligence. On a 10 plus, the GM will tell you something interesting and useful about the subject, relevant to your situation. On a 7 and 9, the GM will only tell you something interesting.
I got an 8.
There is a group of individuals that like to let me reword this. You can see on the outside of the cave near the entrance there are, and even on the monument, there are, it's too rusty to read. There was a metal plate across the front where the placard at the bottom was. And while you can't read out anything, you can see this like figure carved, scratched into the plate. And you've seen this same figure, it kind of an S-shaped symbol. You've seen it tattooed on a handful of people before in town.
Ooh, okay. Do I hear anything from the cave?
No, I mean, it's some dripping water.
Okay, I guess you guys ready? I guess we go. Whatever we're looking for is probably in here.
Let's go to hell.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so I just lead the way.
Moving on into the cave system, and the way this looks like it was formed, like the walls are very cylindrical. The tunnels that you're running through, they're unusually well sculpted. And you walk into this chamber, and it's kind of the same thing. It's a larger version of that. It's kind of a spherical room, and off to the right there is another path leading off, and it's got some still water sitting in front of it and some fish swimming around. And then there is another path directly in front of you, about 30 feet in. There's not a lot going on. It's kind of a hollow room.
You said we were going after a big snake, right?
I think
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Yeah.
Serpent, probably a snake, yeah.
So how big of a snake do you think that is?
I look at the
Like-
I'm
wall.
more assuming. I'm gonna point back to the hallway we walked out of, and I'm just gonna point it at that one. I have an uncomfortable feeling that about that big.
That's pretty big.
Are any of you good at fishing?
And so,
I know. Okay, there's fish. Can we get some fish?
Yeah.
are you trying to bait it?
Kind of. See, okay, so most of my things up to this point have been, let's make friends with it. But usually that involves me shoving my hand in its mouth. And I mean, one way to do that, I guess, for the giant snake would to be cover myself in the goo and jump in its mouth. But that doesn't seem very fun. So what if we got some fish and like gooed all the fish and then shoved it in its mouth? Because it'd be much more willing to eat fish than just, I don't know, me shoving something that's random in its mouth.
Seems reasonable.
Or you can cover Handy?
I walk over to the pond. How
What?
deep is it?
Putting Handy in the snake's mouth.
I don't like that. I that's a bad idea. I'll get you some fish.
You walk over to the door, and the tunnel kind of like starts to descend, and so the water basically is filling the tunnel up. So you're at the end of it, And the fish that are swimming around are just these like bioluminescent fish.
Are they near the surface?
There are some near the surface. Yeah.
Are they within 6 feet of me?
Yes.
I would like to
He's gonna
take.
am the law the fish.
I I command you to surface. I want to take my roofing halberd and just like I'm just gonna chop one. I wanna aim. I wanna like hit one right in the back with my axe head and try and get it, kill it,
All right. That sounds like
hack and slash.
you're trying to do a hack and slash.
This is very hacky for sure. Yeah.
All right. You rolled an 11. You bring your hammer axe down and you wallop one, and it floats to the surface.
I
It's dead.
use the halberd to pull it in and toss it over towards Rose. And be like, here's a fish. It glows. That might help.
Ooh.
That's one.
So she's going to, as they continue walking, get out one of her jars of golden root, and just slather the fish in it.
How many do you have?
I have 3.
Okay.
Because because of my poisoner thing, when I make potions, I get 3 for free.
Okay. I'll just make sure to mark one off, and you can add one gooey fish to your inventory.
Awesome.
Hey, Handy, you turn into animals. Is there any way you think you could scare up some more of these fish? 'Cause I don't think one's gonna do it. Santas is
That's a great
large
idea.
snake.
Handy.
I can try.
Can you turn into like water animals, like aquatic animals? Can you turn into a fish or a shark or an octopus or something?
It's usually when it's happened before. It's animals that I've seen before.
Oh, you've seen a
Seen that
fish?
now?
Well,
Yeah.
Have you ever seen like an alligator?
What is it?
Well, so I think that we should go to the other side of this. Like, this tunnel keeps going. Like, this tunnel's just flooded, but I'm curious where the tunnel goes. But I'm not a super awesome swimmer, but an alligator is. And if you could be an alligator, you could go and see where this tunnel goes.
or a fish.
Or a fish.
Fish might be a
Alligator would
little
cooler.
simpler since he's never seen one.
Yeah, maybe.
I could try. What does an alligator look like?
Ooh, well, I don't know. I've only ever heard of them. They're water things, and they're super strong and scary. I don't know. Any of the water things that you know of, I guess.
Handy, what water creatures have you seen?
Frogs and fish, because we see these fish. Lizards sometimes. Well, they're usually like near some of the water, but sometimes on trees, which is kind of weird.
Let's just stick with the fish. Clearly, you've seen fish.
Yeah.
Turn into a fish, swim upstream a little bit,
Okay.
or I don't know if you can
So
talk to fish. See if
I'm
you
gonna-
can convince a couple to jump on land.
I'm gonna GM interrupt here. I'm pretty sure that you are creatures of the forest, and I do not think fish are on that list.
They are not currently.
Okay.
They're not currently.
So I would love to see you try to do it anyways, because that sounds like where this is going.
So I have a thought, and then you can run with it however you like. But Mimi had said it's like strong and powerful and all that. So I'm trying to think of animals I've seen that fit that bill, and the ones that come to mind at the forefront for Handy are bears and like horses, because they pull all the big stuff, right? So they're really strong.
It's perfect.
But then we're also talking about fish. Cool. So I will roll on my shifter and then let you take away. But I'm keeping in mind we want a fish, but we want strong and powerful, water-based.
Come on, natural 20.
Well, so the way your
Applications.
druid thing works is when you have the time to study an animal for an extended period, and it's not just like you see it and you can do it. It's like hours, if not days, especially if it's outside of your wheelhouse. Because you fail, you can maybe be a mixture of the things that you thought were strong and scary and might like water.
That's like the best possible scenario.
So I think what ends up coming about from all this with the complication and everything and trying to piecemeal what we've been talking about and what I'm currently seeing is you're gonna get again, always green, a green bear-sized oblong like football shape with like weird patches of fur and maybe like a scale here and there, and but like fins that aren't quite big enough for the bear size, and it's going to be like right at water's edge, and then just kind of like sausage roll like the like seals and walruses do, and just kind of like roll sideways into the water, but then mostly floating like right at the surface.
And then just flailing around like
Yeah, pretty much. It's like just like little fins that are just going. They may not be the same size on each side of me. Can I talk in my shapeshifted form? I don't know if we've established this.
what do you think?
I would, the D&D side of me would love that to be a thing, being able to talk.
If you want to talk, you can talk. You're a druid, you're a shapeshifter. Like this is your thing.
Is this an alligator?
Not. I don't think that's an alligator. Can you go under the water? I think alligators can swim. You're sort of floating.
He tries going under, but Handy never fully submerges.
You just bob up and down like a buoy.
There's always like maybe like 6 inches still above, because he put too much like mammal fat and stuff like in the body.
You're an iceberg.
Oh.
Exactly.
I think that you're an abomination and not an alligator.
Yeah, all the fish immediately scatter as soon as you roll into the water.
While I'm down here and put my head underwater, does this go anywhere? Is there any offshoots, or is it just a contained body of water?
It is hard to tell because it is so dark, but it kind of moves at a downward slope and you do not see the end. Like
Okay.
you see the fish take off downhill, basically deeper into the water. And like you can see there, because they're glowing, you can see them as a little pack and like little light traveling down this deep well. And then eventually you can't see the light anymore.
I kind of roll and what was the voice I just did?
It's like growly, gruff.
The fish went farther. I can't see them anymore. Is this helping? It's uncomfortable.
Can you stop? This is
Yeah, can you be handy again? I don't like this.
Yeah. He reverts and is now kind of like, yeah. So now it's back to Handy, just kind of like bobbing and like 10 feet away from the shore's edge.
All right, so the rule is going to be that you can talk, but you just have to embody your animals.
Perfect.
Well, then I guess that we should move on. Unless either do time your fire, you probably shouldn't swim in that. I don't know. Are you a good swimmer? What about Rose? Are you a good swimmer?
as good as anybody.
Oh.
The greatest.
Time, does your fire work underwater?
I never tried it.
Wanna?
Uh,
I'll go with you. If you can light the way, we can go together.
well, he's gonna, because I can basically, I have a thing where my hands will I basically heat up
Mm-hmm.
because I can use it to essentially as a crafting
Does it make
thing.
light?
So his hand, you may use your hands in place of tools and fire to craft metal objects. Mundane weapons and armor and jewelry can be formed out of raw components. You may unmake these as well, but you do so without time, and safety may require you to defy danger first. So I guess in my mind, I could heat up my hand to almost kind of like how like a sitting forge would look if I'm
Well, a forge makes light.
to some extent.
Yeah.
So now
Want to
just
try?
yeah, turn my hand on and I'll line my hand up and then I'll just stick it in the water and see what happens.
Yes, I'm gonna stick my head in the water and see if it lights up down the tunnel.
All right, so you ignite your hand and put it in the water, and it is still on fire. But you do need a defy danger. What is your? Well, I think we'll base this off of your what you normally roll for, which I think is charisma, right? What do you roll for your weapons and your fire stuff?
Intelligence.
Intelligence. Okay. So make a roll. What you're basically trying to do is you've established that it works. The role is to basically stave off the natural effects that water has on flame, because you have kind of a magical fire here. So you can make it work underwater. It just takes a little bit more effort.
Right. Okay. So defy danger.
Yes.
Partial
All right.
success.
Partial success. So you're able to
Nice.
keep your hand alit and underwater for a reasonable amount of time, but it starts to fade slower than you might expect a lit flame to extinguish underwater, but it is slowly going out.
Okay.
Well,
Well, that didn't work for
and
very
keep
long.
this going for a little while.
Oh, this looks too deep. I don't think we can do it. Well, crap. I don't.
Well, that's assuming that this snake's in the water. I mean, we still have two different routes to take.
I know. I just want to know what's the hidden direction. What do you guys think? We can whack some of these glowing fish and just swim and use them as light, maybe? Or we can explore the parts that aren't flooded. What do you guys think?
The glowing fish are gone.
I would.
Oh, was there only... Oh, they scattered when Tubby fell into the water.
I scared him away.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, we got
Yeah.
one and
It's okay.
slathered in
I
goop.
think I don't think you need a lot to. I mean, I guess I've never tried it on something super big before, but
And it's okay. It's not that big of a mess up. Rose broke a whole plane of existence.
That's true.
I did not. It does not completely. It has a hole in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a hole in the
Well,
entire
maybe
plane of
next time
existence.
I'll find. Maybe next time I'll find the one that's for this plane of existence and poke that one.
Oh,
I
sounds
don't
horrible.
think that's even better. I don't. Don't.
Okay, so I guess we go, if no one has any other ideas, I guess we explore.
I have a strange feeling I just got enough experience to level up so we could sit here for a couple hours while I
Make a camp. I want to,
No. If we had gotten enough fish, maybe. But with only one, we're gonna have to go find this thing.
we need more. I want to stick my hand on the wall to the left, on the left-hand side wall, and I'm just going to start walking and see where it goes.
Well, you're in a spherical room, and you can see there's only 3 holes in this room, which is the one you came in from, the one that's flooded, and the one in front of you, which is your only path.
Okay. Okay, so then to the only path.
So you go through the next tunnel system, and the floor slopes down a little bit, and then there's water that comes up to meet you, and
Oh, crap.
it isn't. You can see into the next room from about 5 or 6 feet back from the entrance, and it doesn't appear that the water is that deep, but the next room does appear to be flooded.
But not that deep. I'm gonna walk into the water. How deep? Like, I want to walk into the water until I like get to the door of the room. How high up on my body does the water go? Are
It's about
Handy and Rose
it's
safe?
about it's about knee high.
About knee high. Oh, Rose and Handy, do you guys want piggyback rides?
Y'all are 3 feet tall, knee high. Like I'd say
Yeah,
probably
probably
chest.
about-
Yeah,
Shoulder.
Yeah, chest
yeah.
or shoulders.
Yeah.
we'll
Chest and
just say
shoulders.
it's a solid 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet at the deepest points.
I'm gonna offer, like, I'm gonna stop halfway down the water and offer Handy or Rose a piggyback ride. Anyone, either of you want to ride?
instantly Handy hops on.
Grab him like a cute little toddler, and I walk into the room with him.
I'm trailing behind Mimi, or technically, I guess if it's big enough for us to walk side by side, he's walking side by side with Mimi with his hand out, kind of lighting the way.
It's okay. I'll stand here.
Okay, you take up the rear. Tell if anyone
Okay.
comes. When I walk in, I say, what's in the room? Walk
So
into
what's the point of order as y'all walk in the room? Who's where?
Me and Time are shoulder to shoulder. Me, Time, and Handy are shoulder to shoulder. walking through the room,
Mhm.
and
Rose got left behind.
Rose is a distance behind us.
She's like trudging through the water because it's deep enough that it's like, when you have to like try to run through water.
Right.
Like a nightmare.
Luckily, it's still. It's not doing a lot of moving. Now, as you walk into the room, you can see that there are. It looks like it might be kind of not a dining hall per se, but there are some tables and chairs, and then a variety of bookcases along the walls. In front of you, there is a door, and that seems to be kind of the only thing happening in the room.
Hey, Time, there's bookcases. You're still interested. I'm gonna carry Handy over to the door. What do you think, Handy?
I'll turn around and offer Rose a shoulder up
I got your back.
grudgingly.
Literally.
Come on, Rose, hop on.
Oh, okay.
As you approach the door, you trudging through the water and you hear a click,
I stopped
and
moving.
the entrance behind you closes and the room begins, like, you hear running water. So both the entrance behind you closing, the click, and the water, the entrance behind you closing was probably quite loud. Like a boulder rolled in front of the path. It's not like a door closing. Like there is a massive object that was now moved into place.
Yeah.
I want to investigate the ceiling. Is there anything above us?
Yeah, you
Is it
look up
stone roof?
and it's getting closer.
The roof is getting closer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. We should probably get moving through the door now. I think the ceiling is shrinking. I'm gonna.
So
Are you sure you're not just getting taller?
Nope. I'm
so the
gonna
door
hightail it over there.
the door opens up actually, and the water starts to pour into it and down it because you can't actually see where it goes because it is a tunnel that moves downwards.
The water's coming from the door or going from our room into the door?
It's spilling out of the room
Into the door.
into the door, but
Into the door. Okay.
it is only the door is slowly opening up, so it starts spilling a little slowly, and the room is also filling with water at the same time, and it is continuing to open up.
Is it like a stone door or just like
It's
regular wooden door?
It's a stone door, and it's just kind of sliding. Like it's a set of double doors, and it is now
Okay.
moving open, and
Pocket hole.
water is rushing into it.
Wait, just to clarify, rushing into it from the room we're in, because the room we're in
Yeah.
is full of water, and so our water is rushing into the next room. Correct?
Yep.
Okay.
It's
I'm gonna go
rushing
that
into
way.
somewhere. You can't see quite
Sure.
where it's going, and it just kind of disappears into. It's very dark.
Do I need to be an abomination again? Or no,
No.
sorry, an alligator again?
No, don't
I
be an
wasn't an alligator.
alligator.
I'll do that
Oh.
again.
Okay.
I have nightmares for
Don't
days.
be an alligator. Can you be a fish? It might be safer to fish. I'm gonna run though. We gotta move. The ceiling is falling. You guys behind Time and
I'll be a
Rose, you gotta
backpack.
hurry. And I'm gonna. I mean, I want to before I run into the blackness. I want to squint and see if I can see anything. I am looking for evidence that the water is dropping off and I'm not running off a cliff.
Well,
But
so
outside of that, I want to go into that room.
you move closer from to the door and off of the pressure plate that you were on, and a second click happens as you take your foot off it, and the door swings open really fast at this point. Slides open, I should say. It doesn't swing open. And I need we have what? Mimi and Time are the only standing individuals, right? So
Yeah.
you guys need to make a defy danger dexterity to stay on your feet. The other two need to make a defy danger. Well, let's see how these rolls go first, and then we'll see if you need to.
I believe I'm still
hold on.
I think I'm still on Mimi's back.
I'm on Time's back.
Okay.
Hey.
All right, Mimi, you got a 4, so you are swept off your feet, and you and Handy, because you're carrying Handy, right?
Yeah.
You go with the water and slide down into the darkness.
Whee!
time, you managed to kind of keep your footing. However, Rose, you're going to need to make a strength check to see if you can hold on successfully without interrupting his ability
Oh,
to stay
goody.
standing.
I'm so good at strength, y'all.
Okay.
That's a 2.
So, you're this water comes in and knocks at your legs, and it rose quite a bit. So it's up at your thighs, up at your waist, and it is now rushing down. And you managed to be like, you were stable for a moment, but then Rose is just flailing on you, trying to maintain her grip. And, maybe you get something in the eye, or she hits you in a way that just causes you to lose balance, and you go tumbling as well. And you guys all are now sliding quite some distance down. And you land with a nice, soft, squishy thud on a pile of something in a room that is still kind of visible, but it's quite dark in here. It's going to take a moment for your eyes to adjust, but you can tell that there's water around you. But you've kind of torpedoed out from where the water falls off into this room and landed on a pile of something.
I guess I'll relay my hand and kind of see what is squishy underneath me, what it looks like.
Yeah, so after you use your little torch hand and kind of get your senses and look around, you notice that you are on a large pile of dead bodies. And it is
Look at her.
probably, I don't know, maybe about 10 feet wide. And you are on the top of it, and about 5 feet down and across. So it's a pretty good sized mound. You've got water on all sides, and there are these glowing tendrils, look like kind of like blades of grass, and they're just kind of sticking out of the water and just kind of waving around.
I am going to look over when I see the light from Time's hand. And as soon as I see what he sees, I'm gonna run and be like, "Oh my God, it's bodies!" And I'm just going to retch and stumble and fall down the hill of bodies to get away as soon as possible.
All right, and so you go.
It tells me don't touch the glowing
You
grass.
go. I mean, it's hard to get away from something that's just so gross. You can't help it, and you go as fast as you can off this pile into the water, and you brush up against these tendrils, and for some reason you can no longer move, and there is something gnawing at your feet, and that's where we're going to leave it. We'll find out what happens next time.
Oh,
Oh no. Did that paralyzation affect Handy on his back?
No.
Right on.
Although, are you still okay? Well,
I think I'm still backpacked unless I've been thrown from the backpack status.
I think it's probably safe to say that when you both hit the ground, that chances are good that you
Fell off.
were
I
not
gotcha.
holding on. If
Yeah.
you want to
That makes sense.
roll a defy danger strength check to be like, I wanted to see if I could death grip on him, you can still stay
No.
on him.
That's all right. Well, I'll I'll fall off.
Okay.
I'm thinking that with my strength check, I probably fell off.
Now we're at end of session. So when you reach the end of session, choose one of your bonds that you feel is resolved, completely explored, no longer relevant, or otherwise ask the player of the character that you have the bond with if they agree. If they do, you mark experience. So does anyone have a bond that they think has been resolved? No's across the board. All right.
Negative.
Once bonds have been done, look at your alignment.
take it back. I feel like, I mean, I would say Time is a brave soul. Like, I'm impressed by him jumping to the lead with me to light the way for me. Like, that's really appreciated, and I feel like that. I feel like that can complete that bond.
Time, do you think that
Well,
works?
it's the whole thing that you have you could learn something from me. So I guess would you have learned something from me in that act?
No, no, fair point. No, just just assured with your bravery. But
Yeah.
yeah, no. I mean, I learned that your hand
It's that
much
second
better
half of
on
that
some
bond that
underwater.
where that
Yeah, no,
gives
that's
you a
fair.
hard one because
Yeah. Okay,
Okay,
go on.
so look at your alignment. If you fulfilled alignment at least once this session, mark experience.
exchange is sacrifice.
Has anyone done their alignment?
Nope.
Yes, I did. I avoided detection. And I didn't really infiltrate a location, but I did avoid detection.
Does it say either? Is it like an either or?
It's an either or, yeah.
Okay.
It's avoid detection or infiltrate a location.
All right. Well, you were sneaky. You get some experience for being sneaky.
Yes.
All right. And last bit is answer these 3 questions as a group. Did we learn something new and important about the world?
Yes.
Yes. Like we kind of learned about the monument and stuff.
We did learn how to plane travel.
I'm on the fence.
Because y'all had a lot of this information from the previous time as far as like objectives and things you're doing. You learned about that little artifact, but
We learned that the wizard lives right outside of town.
I feel like we've like scratched the surface on a handful of things. Like
Yeah.
the artifact, we know that each side has a different like property or something, and we only know one of them. The cave location, we've heard rumors and stories, but we haven't really dug into what is really going on.
But going back to our world building thing, none of us were supposed to know about the artifact because I was looking back at the
That's
notes
true.
and it was like something was found during the deadly expedition, but the rulers or whoever kept that hidden under lock and key. So like we weren't supposed to know about that at all.
True.
Yeah.
so would you consider like the reveal of that magical artifact to you guys as being new and significant to the world or about the
I would
world?
feel like I would argue yes, because we may have known about the expedition and about that place, but we didn't know they recovered anything from there, especially something this significant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Like in characters, at
Wow.
least.
I'll give it to you. Experience for everyone.
Woohoo.
Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy?
Not yet.
No.
And did we loot a memorable treasure?
Does a fish count?
I'm gonna.
It does not count.
The wild shape
a gooey fish.
abomination.
All right, and lastly, when you have some downtime, which you don't, but between sessions, if you have the ability to, you can level up.
But because of the situation we just got ourselves in, we are unable to level up.
No, you can go ahead and level up.
Woo!
We'll play it between sessions as the rule of thumb. Waiting for you guys to have downtime to level up could be like potentially weeks of recording, depending on what you're doing. Like it could take us 4 episodes to get through this thing, and we'll leave level ups as a between session thing.
Right on. Well, I get to level up from 1 to level 2.
Ooh.
Maybe you'll learn how to turn into an alligator or something.
You know, I found something interesting. Druids are able to pull moves off of the ranger moves list. I don't know if it's advanced or basic. It didn't specify. It just said ranger class list, but not as a multi-class. It's like I have an advanced druid move that says I can do Hunter's Brother, which is an advanced druid move. Choose one move from the ranger class list. It's not a multi-class. Like it's I think because in most fantasy stuff, druids and rangers are very similar.
Foresty people.
Yeah, foresty, naturey, stuff like that. And they get animal companions and stuff. And I don't know, just some interesting stuff. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to pick. If anything looks shenanigansy,
I think we could probably. I'll do some. I'll look into it. I think it in other circumstances when it's like when you pick from another class, your level. Consider yourself one level lower for the area you're selecting in. So, for instance, you have moves that are levels 2 to 5.
Right.
Those are your advanced moves, and then there's further moves, 6+. Now, if you became level 6, you would only be able to choose from like the level 5 and below areas instead of going straight into the 6th thing. However, with that in mind, I think it's probably a 1-to-1 where you're level 2. You could probably choose from the advanced moves list on the hunter, ranger, whatever it was. But I'll see if I can't find anything about that. Some of these, there's a handful of things about this system that isn't necessarily well explained in the book.
It's definitely rules light,
Yeah.
for sure. But there's the
You know what? We're here to have fun. If you pick something and it makes sense, we'll
the
roll with it.
the animal companion looked kind of fun, or just like potentially making sense. However, Handy's favorite animals are the horse, of course, but a horse companion's a little funky. So who knows?
We can make it work.
I can
We'll
do a
give you a
miniature,
pony.
yeah, a little mini horse. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so yeah, I'll be messing around with that.
Woohoo.
Ooh.
I got Exterminatus on my level up, which is pretty great. As a 40K fan, we can be assured that some bitches are gonna die.
Still level 1. Woohoo.
You need to fail more.
I know, right?
I got shoot first was my advanced move. So when the enemy would get the drop on you, you could act first.
I think you get a stat block too, right? You get to increase one of your main
Yes, you
modifiers by
increase-
1.
Yes. And you subtract whatever the experience at what is it, 1 or 8 plus your level, is that right? Is how much experience it is to the next
7.
level. So you subtract that from your experience, because I had 1 left over when I leveled up. So
Subtract your current
One
level
experience.
plus 7 from your experience.
So that way, it adds up until you can level up. And then
Tune in next time to see how Mimi gets his leg eaten off.
No.